All right, back. Gonna keep working into this concept for this week. Did the balloon and stuff last week, and pretty much I think should be totally fine for what we want to do. Shot, and I think for today I'm gonna probably figure out what that composition is going to be, and start building that out. Build out the landscape a little bit maybe, and we also have to at some point design a little bit of a foreground element as well. So working on what we had last week here. I think this still pretty much stands fairly true, so we might just block out this as a landscape and then tackle one part of that or another from there. So yeah. Let's get rid of a few things in here. Yeah, get a camera in there probably. Thing. And get this vaguely in the right spot for this kind of like this composition. It won't be exactly the same probably. That. Ground plane and all that kind of stuff sorted out so we know. Sky. Set that. Yeah. Better. Yeah, to build the landscape, I actually found a little tool which is handy. Well, maybe handy kind of thing. Basically this website that gives you, I guess probably via Google Maps or something, access to height map data all around the world, and it's not like the highest resolution kind of stuff in the world, but it should give us something we can just use to make some interesting terrain shapes without having to rely on building stuff from scratch. At least an interesting thing to start working with at the very least. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It goes around and downloads this height map data wherever you tell it to, and then spits it out as like an image, and we can use that in Blender to displace a plane. I'm just going to save this. Let me jump back into Blender. And if we mesh grid like this, subdivide it one more time. Add displace modifier. That into it. You can see that's starting to do something. It's obviously not high resolution enough, and we can do that with a fire, but you can see like it, yeah, we can bring in. It's kind of cool. If we've got, say, like a ocean here, we can build up terrain that would stick through it, and we can obviously augment this with some other stuff. So, center. Some of the sculpting tools to just push these shapes around into a bit more unique as well. So we still get some of the texture from the displacement, but grown. Something here. This kind of landscape stuff, usually something I needed to do it, you could use something like World Machine or Aya and stuff like that, but a little bit fiddly. Something simple, this works really nicely to get some of that detail in that you don't otherwise have to spend a decent amount of time building out in another piece of software or in Blender. at least at least far enough. It's depth as well. A water volume on it, so at least it's relatively normally like that. It's kind of cool. Down. And maybe make a quick environmental shader for that. Just using a gradient texture here. This as a I just gotta remember how to use gradient textures again. That'll just give me a little bit of variation on the actual color of that mountain. Nice. Directional light on something like that. Back in again. strong, but we can just tweak that. I'll do a fair bit of painting on the background of this. I'm not looking for anything too exact or anything like that. Nice. It's nice on the palette. A really quick render of this, just a low sample one, and that into and little sketch over the top just to make sure everything's kind of sitting nicely. Oh, hello, Gary. Sorry, I missed your there. Welcome to the stream. Got any questions while you're watching? Just chuck them in there, and I will do my best. Take a screenshot of this. Bothered saving that, but. Edits just to the major color palette and stuff in here. Just using Camera Raw in Photoshop, which I like a lot for doing quick grading edits on play with a lot of controls that are designed primarily for photography, but they're very well streamlined for doing it quickly. Too much for this, but yeah, it just makes working on this type of image a little bit easier to start with. I'm just going to treat this as like a little bit of a color study. Just lets me play around with some shapes and see what's working and what isn't, and means that like this will give me a good idea of anything I need to fix, and then whether or not it's going to be better to try and fix it in Blender or fix it in the painting. Yeah, I find Blender's not the most like creative workspaces, I find. So I like this type of exploration in Photoshop because it means that you break away from like that fairly uncreative kind of technical workspace and just concentrate on like making a cool image almost. Thank you, Gary. That's too kind. Always feel easy. Say that much. Having fun with it. Blender really, my favorite thing, I think, about Blender is that it helps me like a color palette set, and color is definitely one of the things that I always find the most difficult to sort out. So it is definitely nice to have a tool that just lets you get something set early. So I'm just working with like a solid brush here too, because it keeps me fairly honest when it comes to making color decisions. You have to be relatively decisive, better or worse. Really liking that brown color too much. Sandstone kind of color. Yeah, that's a bit better. I guess it is Ollie. Has to be, right? One other thing that I think I will make in Blender is little trees or something like that, because in this area that's a bit closer to the camera, I want to get some kind of forested areas down here, I think. lock that in for now with some lazy shapes. Yeah, hopefully we can build a bit of a ridge line kind of. I really like this kind of shape that goes down there. Brings us into the piece. Kind of getting ahead of myself here. Stop doing it in a second. Get back into Blender and build some of these things, but I think getting some like roads or something kind of in here as well. That'd be tiny, but I think it'd be a nice trail or something that follows the coastal road down there. On the stream, but that's all right. Not really, but yeah, that'll be cool. And then we also need to get in the foreground somewhere, we need to get our little guy on his flying contraption. I went and tried to do a little bit of research. Yes, I tried to do a little bit of research to like find some stuff that I thought would be fun to do. And the whole thing kind of like started a bit of a, what's it called, Valley of the Wind kind of thing. A little personal speeder craft. Then I'm very conscious that I can't do that. So, might muck around in Blender a little bit to try and find some shapes for that too. Maybe that's like the, maybe if we save this as kind of like a good proof of concept. That's good. Stay. Maybe let's go and try and build a little speeder. Blender. Save that, and we'll just do a new file. So we might do a bit of, we can do a bit of kit bashing and stuff again for that as well. Shape. work. Oh. Right. And oh, that doesn't have an answer. Said just before that I don't really like being in Blender with no idea of what I'm trying to do currently. Too much idea of what I'm trying to do, but so yeah, for the writer, very good question, Gary. Like I said, I kind of like had an idea of it wanting to feel a little bit like Nausicaa, but then that of course means that I can't do, like I definitely can't just, I don't want to do like a rip off of that. So I want something that's kind of quaint and fairly naive, like something that's not actually, you know, because that's what I love about the Nausicaa stuff, because I've got a reference board here for like some stuff I was looking at, and obviously like the Nausicaa design in here, it's so simple, and yeah, like really, it is really innocent in the way that it's put together. Like it doesn't make a huge amount of sense, but it's just such a nice graphic shape. I kind of want to build something that has a similar feeling to it, where it's just like kind of a bit of a silly thing, but it works. Yeah. Maybe something where like, you know, someone actually kind of, you know, stands on it kind of here. So it's, you know, it's pretty like maybe some handheld controls or something like that. So just standing on it, cruising around, joysticks or something like that. Something kind of silly, like a similar type of thing to Nausicaa, but yeah, see what we can come up with. I think I'll probably draw it in the final piece, but I might put like a bit of a 3D proxy in there just to help settle some of the volumes and stuff, make it a bit easier. Maybe we can do a bit of a seaplane kind of design at the bottom here. Keep it fairly kind of smooth and stuff like that. I like that front shape, but probably since we're going to see it from the back, that probably won't matter. Starting to kind of like this shape a little bit. Definitely has some issues, but general silhouette. Hate it. catch light quite nicely. To rebuild the front because that shape is ugly, but swept. Being a little bit more. Yeah, maybe something like that. It's a nice, simple shape that we can work over. Get something in there, and like I said, I'll probably paint over the rest of it. So let's just open up our scene again. Take see you later, Gary. Have a good day. Make this all it's going to be obviously a bit of a cheat the scale of this a bit, but cool, something like that. And a little bit of the same color scheme, perhaps. That'll do for this, I think. And so let's get a bit of the landscape in there. Well, this stuff's not going to be very big in the scene, so we don't have to spend too much time kind of over complicating the design of it, I don't think, but a little bit of, as long as it's big enough bottom to kind of have that correct effect on the horizon that we want. And some of these walls and stuff. Let's build a little kind of building block. I'm not actually sure if this will work, but test of this first. That good. Grab that down on the z-axis. That, which is good. Put it to a curve. It's facing the wrong way, but it is working. Kind of, but not quite. It's alright. Do that. Anyway. Do the trees though, because that's enough. Little tree. That's smooth. Get out of that. Okay. So way to do this is shape like that. That. That's. Play around with that. Randoms and stuff like that. But we'll do it anyway. And bushes and stuff here and there like that. Kind of just move this grid around, change the shape. There's a few different ways of dealing with density and stuff like that for scattering, but do the whole density paint thing, but I find it's fiddly. Okay. It's this. Yeah, even if we can just start a little bit of that. Yeah, that should be okay. It's rather same material as the ground. Put the tree in slightly. Darker. That's hopefully right from the rendered view. And then we just need to apply a visible material on the actual plane that's scattering with, and then that gives us a nice easy way of doing that. And this is great because we can literally just move this anywhere we want. Create forest wherever. Cool. To project this also on one of these other bits of land, that just to move it around as well, so we can just create forest wherever we want. Bigger. Yeah, I think for the rest of it, we can probably just paint the rest, I reckon. Probably. Pretty much good to go for a render, which is cool. Right. Just copy. All these around, just to fake the scale here because it is definitely off a little bit. My camera is. Screwed up the rotation, but that's all right. Too much use in having the distance. I don't know if we'll ever see them, but paint them in ourselves later. Yeah. Docking. Nice. Cool. All right, let's save that and let's do a render. Shouldn't take too long. Open in Photoshop, start painting. tower like that. Dead. Right. Go. Shouldn't take too long to. Hopefully. A few minutes, but we can. All right, 1.5 minutes to go on this render, so just hang in there. Something more exciting in a minute, I promise. All right, 30 seconds. That long. Big sky. Denoising. Cool. All right, let's save that. Awesome. And just going to just render that again without layer in it. Click material ID pass as well, just so we can pick out selections. And awesome. Just one more. Shouldn't take. Oh. Oh, my render region. Should be okay. All right. Close that. That's copy. All these things into one file here. Just a little bit of the boring separation of layers stuff that you have to do. Should just color adjustment on this. Too many layers really that I'm going to bother about with this painting. But this front one with just the structure here is going to be keep this whole painting like fairly, and it's trying to make this fairly stylized and painterly, so I definitely don't need to be precious about too much of this stuff, but do it now, it's like a lot easier later on. Just do it. Think about it. That's that stuff. Hello, Tea House Reloaded. Yeah, man, I probably could have done all of this stuff beforehand because it's really boring to watch, but I want to watch me shapes in Photoshop. Right place, but we're almost done, so interesting stuff. Oh yeah, this is live Tea House. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything, free to ask them and I'll try and answer. But just got here, you kind of just happened to tune into probably the most tedious bit, but we're almost done. Trying to basically pull out a fraction of that. Yeah, then we can kind of get to painting. We won't bother pulling out any of the other stuff at the moment. We can do that as we need it. We've got the flyer and we've got the main foreground structure done. So one last thing to do here. So I like to, when I do this, because obviously I've got a duplicate underneath, it's basically got a copy of itself, which can be annoying. So we'll just select the building. Select the building and expand the selection by just like a little bit, just by like a couple of pixels. That. And then on the background layer, try select that, and the selection by a couple of pixels, and then on this layer, try and do a aware fill inside that selection, which will be kind of Photoshop's best effort at deleting that. It's never perfect, but it's better than nothing. Then we've got a little bit of a better separation between those two layers. Kind of nice for a few different reasons that we may get into a bit later. But yeah, let's just try and let's open up that color key we did as well. That up in that corner here. Just remind us, because I like some of the placement of those little buildings and stuff like that. Yeah, now we can start actually painting into this. So let's try and set some of those features and stuff. Yeah. Pick from here, free color information, because we've already time to figure that out. So yes, some of these shapes a bit. Yeah, because a lot of this, like these terrain shapes that we got out of Blender at displacement are really nice. But if we do want to kind of simplify things a little bit, which I think I do for the sake of the style here, get rid of some of it too, because it's just a little bit too perfect. But yeah, as we go through, we can kind of with that kind of stuff. Yeah, work with big strokes at the moment, not feel strained by things there. And nice shapes. That. I'm going to simplify some of the reflections a bit because again they're kind of an artifact of realism more than anything else. One thing I should definitely do here is the sky sorted out. Get that in because that's when you're painting one of the most critical things to actually have set. Because the value of the sky really affects everything else in the image. So it's rows in here anyway, don't we? So let's just let's see. Now, right. For now. brightness in that sky. Haze out this horizon a bit. Yeah, it's a bit nicer. Very kind of lands as well. Trying to simplify some of these hill shapes as well, and just add a little bit more color variation in there too. Add a bit with 3D base, especially with materials as simple as the ones that I had. Brush that I want. Yeah, you just end up having to just push a little bit harder with the colors, I find, if you want to do something a bit more stylized. Really a lot of the work in the background here of this. We are really just starting from the back and moving forward, painting. Just simplifying, finding the shapes that we like that have come out of the render. Put the detail out. More of a fully kind of hand realized kind of look. Thank you, 98th. came together pretty well. They were kind of one of those designs that just sometimes things work. I just kind of threw some stuff at the wall and it stick pretty well. Be up here. You know that this is like a little lighthouse thing. Got that balloon that is currently hidden up the top here. We're so far away from the camera here that we're not gonna spend any real amount of effort putting huge amounts of detail into this, but bits here and there, maybe a bit of very subtle kind of texture in here with a brush that gives us a bit of noise. Nice. Foreground clouds up here as well. Probably also a bit need shadow out on the water. Said clouds. It's going to go over top of one of those balloons. Lay it in for now around the outside of the balloon. paint over these and stuff as they are now, and then we can bring them back later. Too worried about the shapes of them. Fixing, but the landscape definitely needs that works. But again, I'd probably render the whole thing out without any of the balloons over the top, but here we are. Just a lot of kind of fairly mushy grey tones, the mid, kind of in the half tones of the hills. So I'm just trying to pick a few more decisive colors to get in there, and then just going around mixing. No, I've got a clown pass on this one, so I did probably rock up just after I'd finished doing that. I spent 10 very boring minutes just chopping stuff out. So yeah, we've got this sorted. And of course, the other thing we could also do with something like this is we could just paint the balloons out entirely, and then just later on, if we need them, we can go and render them out of Blender again, just completely separately. That would be probably a perfectly valid solution. Really liking these shapes here of hand slide or something. You get this kind of interesting scalloped shape out of a hill. Let's get in there. Nice some trees. That. Roads in. yeah, so part one of this, if you do jump back and have a look at it, that was basically just kind of designing the balloons themselves. Just earlier on in this stream, we kind of went through, did the landscape, which actually didn't take very long at all because I think a nice little trick for that. Worked quite nicely to begin with. And yeah, then now it's basically just we did a very quick block out of this guy, this little speeder aircraft thingy, which will need a bunch of painting over, but we're just hiding that for now. And yeah, so we're kind of in the almost pretty much done for today, I think. And yeah, next week I guess we'll just carry on with the painting into this to just get a finished image. One thing I do want to do eventually is just push a bit more kind of warmth into the reds here. I think it should be okay. I think the palette should be able to take it. My last little experiment, I guess, before I stop today. Pretty much at a time. But yeah, that'll be good. We should be able to get some nice punchy reds into that. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so we'll leave that there for now. Save it. Would be nice. Haven't saved that at all. That is saved. Yeah, so we'll leave it there for this week. We'll come back next week and spend a couple more hours painting into this and yeah, getting it sorted out. But thanks for hanging out, and yeah, see you guys next week.